everyone, welcome back to Windmill Spiritual Cooking School in conjunction with Glencairn School. So Jordan, what is it we're making this week?
This week we're making a chicken Caesar salad.
Oh lovely. And what goes in the chicken Caesar?
So we're using 4 chicken breasts.
Right, lovely.
I've got 1 ciabatta roll.
What's a ciabatta?
So it's an Italian bread. We're going to make croutons with this. So it's got a nice wee kind of crust, so it'll be nice once you bake it in the oven.
It's lovely. And you put that in with your salad. Right, what's this?
I've got some romaine lettuce, 2 of. These are nice and crunchy. They hold the sauce well as well.
Lovely.
And for my sauce, I've got, the base is going to be mayo, so this is 5 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, which just gives it a nice flavour. I've got 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, just to give it that wee kind of sharp edge. We're going to put 1 crushed clove of garlic in it, and just a wee bit of salt.
Lovely, lovely. So let's begin. Sounds great.
So to start with, I'm just going to prepare my lettuce. So I'm just going to cut this wee bit off the bottom, and then this will make it easy. The leaves should just fall away. So a couple of your outer layers you might want to just keep off if they're a wee bit wilted sometimes round the outsides. You also want to reserve maybe just 1 of these just for decoration at the end. So I'm just going to separate these. They should come away quite easily. I've got a bowl of water here, just some cold water, just with a wee bit of salt in it to kind of wash these. Separated all my leaves, and now we're just going to roughly tear these. They don't need to be dead neat. We're going into the wee water bath, and then we'll drain them. You can use a salad spinner if you have one. Just like that. A wee mix in the water. And then I'm just going to drain them in here.
And why is it you use that kind of lettuce, Jordan, and not just like iceberg or other lettuce?
This is what would traditionally be used in a Caesar salad, and it's nice and crunchy, and like I said before, it just holds the sauce well as well.
Lovely.
So I'm just going to make my croutons. I've got my wee ciabatta. I'm just going to cut through the middle at first. Always keep your hand flat on the top. If you curve your fingers round it like that, you'll probably run into them with a knife at some point. Just straight through, and then I'm just going to cut down a couple of strips, and then just into kind of dice.
I think these make a Caesar salad, what really make a Caesar salad to me, because it's that crunchiness along with that lettuce.
Definitely.
I just love it.
I like my Caesar salad with bacon in it as well.
You can also have it without chicken though, it's more like a lunch shape.
Yep.
Oh, but I'm too greedy for that, it doesn't fill me up. So I prefer a chicken Caesar.
Just into a wee dice like that, onto a bacon tray.
And they're quite rough, they're all different, sort of, you should try and do it as much as you can, Jordan, but that's nice, it's all sort of different
Not so bad. I'm just
sizes.
going to give them a bit of oil, some salt, and I'm just going to put some thyme on them as well. So we're not going to put them into the oven just now. I'll keep them for later. But just make sure you give these a wee mix as well. If you've got any extra oil on the tray, just make sure they're kind of spaced out.
Because that'll make it go nice and crispy, won't it?
Yep.
And one of the things I was thinking, you use ciabatta, you can also use just ordinary white bread, but it needs to be stale, doesn't it?
Aye, you can use any bread. Stale bread is better because it's just going to give it a wee bit more crunch as well. I'm just
too soft, then it's just doughy.
Aye. I'm just going to use a wee couple of garlic cloves I've got lying about as well. If I can crush them, I'll just try to crush them. You don't even need to take the skins off. Just crush them with the heel of your hand and put them in, and you'll get the flavour throughout. So I've got my pan on for my chicken now. That's nice and hot. I'm going to add a wee bit of oil and just give that a wee minute just to heat up, because that's going to cool the pan down now after it's heat up. So I'm just going to leave that in there a wee minute just to stop the chicken from sticking. Then we're going to put the chicken in. We want to get a nice kind of colour on it, and then it's going to go into the oven. So my pan's nice and hot now. I'm just going to put my chicken in.
You can hear it sizzle there. And that's just to get it a nice colour, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we're going to put it into the oven.
Right, so in the house when I'm cooking, I would just fry it in the pan. Why are you putting it in
Just if you do it the full way in the pan, it's just probably going to dry out because this is quite thick, so it'll need to be in there for quite a wee while. It just keeps more moist in the oven. So I'm just going to give that 2 to 3 minutes on each side.
Not that I make chicken Caesar salads in the house because I just buy the ready one in the supermarket. But part of this, what we're doing with y'all is teaching you to make things yourself rather than spending the money that you would, because it is much cheaper and they're actually much better doing it yourself from scratch rather than buying ready-to-do things.
Yeah, even me living myself, I tend to think that things are going to be like more hard work than they are, and they're really not.
No.
That's been about 2 or 3 minutes now. I'm just going to check. Yep, it's got a nice colour. I'm just going to turn them over and do the same on the other side for a few minutes, and then we'll go to that.
You hear that lovely
Good noise.
Good.
So that's another few minutes on each side. They've been in there. I'm just going to put them on the tray. I'm going to season them, and then I'm going to put them in the oven for about 5 to 8 minutes. Pick that one up. Just a wee bit of salt. So my chicken and my croutons are both going into the oven now for about 5 to 8 minutes. At 180 degrees, so after about 5 minutes, just have a wee check at your croutons, maybe give them a wee rummage around and put them back in if they need to go in. So to make the sauce, I'm just starting. I had a clove of garlic here that was peeled. I put it on the board with some salt. That's going to help to just grind it up. Smashed it with my knife like this, with the back of my hand, and then just if you push the knife away for you, it'll work with the salt to kind of break it up.
Now that's quite a chefy thing to do, Jordan. I know I watched you doing it and you did struggle to do it, as would I. Is there an alternative? If people are struggling to do that, it certainly makes it taste better, but what else could you use?
You can use a wee drop of garlic powder if you prefer, so you kind of have.
But that's made that lovely with the salt, everything.
It does, it makes it a nice kind of paste for puree. I'm just going to take my little garlic puree, put it in a wee bowl, add in my white wine vinegar. I'm just going to give it a wee whisk. You can use a fork. Give it a wee mix around. Then I'm going to add in my mayo. And then last I'll add in my parmesan. Just give it all a good mix. So I've taken out my chicken and my croutons. I'm just going to take some of my lettuce and just make sure it's nice and dry. You can do this either with a clean dish towel or some kitchen roll in the house.
Or the salad spinner you said.
Or the salad spinner.
Which
So
I've not got.
I'm just sitting, wrapping some blue roll and using another bit on the top. It probably is better with a clean dish towel because sometimes if you use like kitchen roll or even this, like you'll get wee bits of it actually on the food. I'm just going to take my lettuce that I kind of dried off. We're going to mix it with the sauce in a wee bowl.
I think one of the things I love about these cooking demos is you're showing me how to. I would do that on the dinner plate and make a mess, and then my food doesn't look nice. But watching this, so I do like to cook at home, but I certainly don't know how to make it look nice. And watching you doing this bit is probably my favourite bit of the whole thing, because I get to see the steps you take that I make shortcuts on, and mine ends up looking more like a dog's dinner.
So there, I've just put 2 tablespoons of sauce in there. I've kept my leaves for earlier, my ones that I kept aside. I'm just going to sit them. You can kind of bend these here just so that they sit upright. And I'm just going to add this in. I've kept my chicken whole just now. I'm going to cut it in half, but it'll kind of dry out if you cut it in half straight away. Some croutons. Just make sure as well, try and get them kind of underneath and just spread out, because sometimes people just plop them all on the top and then you just get a big mouthful of
I do
everything.
a disgusting thing with croutons and mix them all in too early and they go all soggy.
Aye.
And that isn't nice either.
It's not. That's the same reason I've kept the chicken whole while I've been doing this. We're going to cut it in half, but obviously this is salad, and if you put it on straight away when the lettuce is cold, the chicken's warm, and it's just going to go kind of wilted.
I've had that too in restaurants actually, the real maize with like a soggy wilted lettuce and warm mayonnaise because people
Mm-hmm.
have put hot chicken on it. So that's a really good point, Jordan.
Oh, that's
Even
lovely.
although you went, "Ugh," when you were saying it, it was a really good point.
I'm just going to cut these just through the middle, like this. And they're just going to sit on top. Just like that.
And there you have it. How lovely is that? Is that 9?
Yes.
Good. That's lovely. Enjoy it, everybody.